Alex Jones Show, because there is a war on for your mind.
I appreciate him joining us via Skype from Port-au-Prince, or maybe it's phone. And that, of course, is Gary Haven, billionaire who's given much of his wealth to charity. 3-4 aircraft every week flying into Haiti since the big earthquake hit. We're going to break here in a moment. We have a powerful video we're going to play as well. But, wow, what do you think hearing all this news about the Clintons and admitting massive election fraud already taking place as their own national heads admit they're involved in crime but say they're above the law, Gary?
I'm an eyewitness down here to the Clinton criminality. There's 1.4 million people that are desperate right now. No roofs on their homes, no crops, no food. There isn't a Clinton dollar to be seen in this country. And the amazing thing is the Clintons are out raising money right now for Haiti. Hillary is a psychopath, and it's hard for us to understand how she operates. When you say she smells bad, and I call her a monster and a thief, that's a payoff for her. She's gleeful about the fact that she can get away with this.
Stay there. We'll come right back to you, my friend. Stay right there. I'm speaking to the White House minions and the Media Matters folks and MSNBC and everybody. I mean, I've studied history. I'm studying what the Clintons have done. I've got their emails confirming it. I've talked to all people involved. People that don't even know each other say the Clintons are super racist. They steal everything not nailed down. They don't give tips. They steal 94% of the money from Haiti. They're out collecting it again, and the media won't even do anything. I mean, it's been in the news that they steal the money, but it's like, it's all right because they're the Clintons. It's just like a demonic protection. And I keep going back to this because I'm going to be honest. I'm not a person that gets scared of these people, but I'm more freaked out because I've seen hours of footage. We're going to play some of it coming up here in a few minutes. For radio listeners, I'll kind of narrate it. We're going to post the video later this afternoon, Infowars.com. With the UN standing down with our taxpayer money, they're just there to control the situation, I guess, and be on the news so they can claim they're taking care of people, not medevacing people to the local city. The Clintons stealing all the money, collecting more money, and the crimes go on and on and on. And then these weird, spoiled, rotten kids of the baby boomers, and I mean, I'm a Generation X, millennial, whatever you want to call it, but Generation X people and millennials are like these weird, I'm not saying all of us, but on average, weird, soft, disconnected people that as long as they tie into the power structure, they feel like they're winning. They don't care how evil it is. Just shut up. Your guy Trump's going to lose. And I'm like, what about Haiti? Okay, let's just say Trump doesn't win. Haiti, it's really wrong. Oh, just shut up, bigot. And they drive in the fast lane slow and make you get behind them and laugh at you. I mean, I'm beginning to study the psychology. They're like gremlins or something. They pull into gas stations and block both rows and smile at you. And like the professor types, their leaders that are baby boomers do it. I'm starting to take photos of them and even interview them. I'm going to put a film together where I'm going to go confront them and say, oh, I see you're a Democrat. I see you driving the fast lane. I see you block traffic. Showing the studies where they're 6 times more likely not to give to charity and to steal. That's in major studies. I mean, what they are is criminals who hate everyone and aren't successful, so they create systems to take over and then make us, the successful, their slaves. And it's spiritual. I mean, I know Gary's a strong Christian, and I'm not somebody that goes to church or thumps the Bible or anything, but the more you study this, it's spiritual. Now, Gary, I've been ranting, and you're waiting to talk about this and draw attention to it. We're going to have you back up next week, talk about charities out there that actually do deliver food to folks. I know you don't collect money to go to the charity. You just give your own money. But, again, it makes me feel cold almost just to even get near the Clintons and study them because they're such demons. And when I say demons, it's the only way to describe them. They go out of their way to hurt people, and then they have a whole system, a cult, that props them up and worships them and tends them and lies for them. So, Gary, you were getting into the fact that, as we went to break, that here they are again. You can Google it. They're in the news collecting money for Haiti from the hurricane, even though they've been caught, and Chelsea's emails are like, Mom and Dad, you're killing people. You're not giving any money. Why do we collect money? I mean, Chelsea's got a soul, it looks like. Or maybe they're so evil, they told her, do that to cover your ass. I mean, who knows? But it's just like, is there any bottom to these people? And is there any bottom to their supporters? Is there nothing she could do? Because, hell, she's going to increase their unemployment. She's going to hurt the public that worships her. You know, that minority of folks that do. I mean, is this the great delusion the Bible talks about?
That's a great question, Alex. You know, the Bible tells us that in the latter days that we would call evil good and good evil, and that we would reject righteousness, and that he would give us over to great delusion. Because there's no way that a thinking person can for example, look at the Clinton Foundation that's stolen $2 billion from these little children, the poorest in the hemisphere. And yet they continue to have half of the country thinking it's a good idea that this monster become the leader of the free world. The only way that can happen is under delusion. And so we're experiencing a great delusion, and there's no other explanation for it.
I want to go through what you're witnessing, the state of things, and play this 7-minute clip and come back to you. But in your gut, and I always go back to gut, but also intellectually, you're a smart guy. What do you think's coming? What are we facing? Because the energy level in the world, everybody feels it. This is a special election right now. What's happening worldwide is special. We're at a decision time, and I think in my gut, I know if we don't elect Trump, but beyond that, if we don't all start making the right decision to stand up and speak out, I believe we're going to come under great judgment, and I believe there's going to be a total worldwide financial meltdown and probably a world war. And I think like the Bible says, I think a third or more of the population is going to be killed.
Yeah, we're clearly in a fight with globalism and nationalism, whether it's the Brexit or what's going on in Marine Le Pen in France. The globalists have come out. Hillary has announced she's the globalist candidate. Trump's the nationalist candidate. He wants to make America great again. And that's the great battle. And this globalism, the Bible predicts, is going to happen. The Bible tells us that it's going to be led by the Antichrist himself. You're going to have to take the mark of the beast to buy or sell. This was written 2,000 years ago, and even the ability to require people to take a mark to buy or sell wasn't even conceivable then.
They're suddenly on every channel, NBC, CBS, Fox, Dr. Oz, all saying, take a mark to buy and sell, make yourself say. They're now saying it.
Yeah, they want a cashless society because it's going to reduce
that came out in the WikiLeaks. Apple wants a total cashless society. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's man, if people can't see what's going on right now, they're deluded.
Can they even see the symbol? What is the symbol of Apple?
Yeah, Satan's apple he gave to Eve.
You can't make this stuff up, man.
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
At a certain point, I'm just kind of like, whatever, that everybody wants this, fine, you know?
Well, let me tell you about the evil that's going on here. You know, you've got 1.4 million people that have been hit by a horrible earthquake, and they got no food, no water, no medical supplies, no.
And all the leftist scum doesn't care that their God stole all the damn money.
Yeah, Hillary is hated here, and the reason there's no coverage, there's no network media here, and I'm convinced it's because they're providing Hillary cover again. It's not enough that she stole $2 billion from the poorest people on this hemisphere, but now the media is providing her cover, and the world doesn't understand the disaster that we have here. You know, you've been hearing me talk about, I'm the only one feeding thousands of people, and we're the only air evac for 2 of the primary areas that were severely damaged. We brought in a little boy today, and yesterday brought in a couple people that would have died if my plane was not available. And so, you know, who am I to be here feeding this many people, saving these lives, when the world is supposed to have some sort of response to this thing? And the media is not here because they're covering Hillary. They're criminally complicit in the death of these people that I'm working with.
Think about that. You got 4 planes, you're feeding 4,000 people, you're the main medevac. There's shots of Ospreys. As the troops leave, we have, they were there for 2 weeks, called out now. So at least the U.S. military did show up, but Obama's pulled them out. And there's just nobody there. And it's just total devastation. Who's going to help us when we get hurt? That's what I mean. The more liberal we say we are now, the more empty and evil it gets.
You know, Alex, my movie Amerigeddon depicts America being attacked by an EMP. And I think God sent me here so I could see what life was like for 1 million people without electricity, without water, without food. And I'm living it. And I tell you what, I want to warn Americans. It ain't pretty when you don't have running water and you have no electricity. Your food has been spoiled. And I really believe this has given me that experience so that I can continue to get the word out that people need to prepare. And you need to understand that the government is not only not here to help them, but because our government is controlled by a shadow government, an elite, whom Hillary is part of, George Soros is part of. These evil bastards want absolute power. You know that Alton quote, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There's a third sentence on it that nobody ever knows about, but it says that and powerful people are mostly evil people. And it's time for America to wake up and understand that you know, this kind of disaster. And by the way, I've been dealing with mobs of starving people charging me in my airplane. And that's what we're going to have in America if we allow these evil people to let North Korea do an EMP attack on our country. And that damn satellite flies over twice a day. And there's a very likely possibility that it has a miniaturized nuclear device on it designed for EMP.
Well, regardless, we can have one of these big Carrington events of the sun. We could have another. The point is that look at Fukushima. They don't care anymore. It's like they're demons that want to hurt the planet. And I never used to talk like this, but more and more, they want power just to hurt people. And you read their WikiLeaks, they admit, we want to make people poor. We want to dumb them down. We want to hurt them. I mean, they're just horrible. It's not just like they're greedy and make mistakes or whatever. They're bad. And that's why those of us that are not servants of the devil, I mean, the servants of pure evil, do not get these people are not on the same level we're on. They are on a completely different plane.
Yeah, you know, if you want to defeat your enemy, you got to know your enemy. And it's difficult for Christians, for people with our values, to get into the heads of these people. Remember, they want depopulation. They want a sustainable population, what they call it, which is about 500 million people. World population right now is 7 billion. And so, you know, a picture of earlier, she's a useless eater, according to Henry Kissinger. So this is a way for them to eliminate 1 million people that they think are not adding any value to society. And man, that's hard to get your head around that they want to kill. And they said themselves that birth control is not going to get it done. They need to have more aggressive measures.
That's right. Hold on and repeat that. Your Skype's breaking up, Gary Haven, in Haiti and Port-au-Prince right now via Skype. This little photo of this little girl in one of the towns you were in, this is from just driving by in the car from the HD video, a still that Zimmerman has. He's got the UN troops riding around doing nothing with their machine guns, basically looting people as well. But the point is that all this is happening, and that's one level. At the highest level, it's not even about let's be mean and kill people because we're overpopulated. That's their cover. The truth is they just like to kill, steal, and destroy. We know this from the British Royal Institute report on population, 1949. They said we can stabilize the third world, industrialize them, not have them overproduce populations that are unsustainable on unsustainable models, because you can always build a new model. We're going to have a big bloom and then use that to destabilize the world, use the cheap labor to leverage control of the West. And here we are 70 years later, brother, and they've done it. I mean, you got to hand it to them. They've got a diabolical plan that is multi-generational, and it's inspired by something not of this world. And mainstream media makes jokes about it and says, I'm saying space aliens. No, I'm not. I'm saying what the Bible says. An evil entity crash landed on this planet. That's what the Bible says. And you look at it, it is evil. And how did God tell, on the Isle of Patmos, John the Revelator, everything and tell Daniel and everybody else, describing exactly what we now see. Giant metal insects coming in and fire as big as mountains and huge cities burning and the image of the beast seen in everyone's homes worldwide speaking to them. And it describes computers and everything and huge giant populations. And, you know, the Bible said then it was a round planet and you know, and 7 continents. I mean, it's all there before anybody had a satellite. Anybody's been in a ship around the world. It's telling you what's happening. But as Christ said, it's not meant for the profane to be able to understand this. That's why they say, why do you speak in parables? Because it wasn't meant for the profane to even understand it.
Yeah, you know, even people that don't understand what the Bible is to you and me and to Christians, the parts you just talked about from a logical perspective. You know, had it 2,000 years ago, they came up with the idea that there would be this economic system that would be controlled all over the world. You know, I invite them just to read it from reason and weigh out the evidence that was predicted at this time. And it goes a long way of explaining things. You know, if people realize that there's a spiritual dimension to this, and that spiritual dimension we were forewarned 2,000 years ago, and it's very specific. And also the nature of people. You know, the Bible says the heart is exceedingly wicked. And let me tell you what, these people don't know Jesus. Many of them, like Hillary, are personally acquainted with Satan himself. I'm convinced of it.
Well, they admit it. I mean, they're into the occult. And exactly. Well, let's take it from a science fiction angle. No, I'm not saying I believe this. I'm saying it's an allegory. Okay, there's God, and then there's this evil thing that's below and that wants to hurt God's creation. It's come here. God's not going to just leave us in the hands of this thing that wants to seduce us through free will to destroy us. We're going to get a warning about the technology that God knows this fallen creature that God made is going to use on us. And so God said, hey, here's what they're going to do. Be ready, so that those of us that understand it get it, and then we have this big animating contest of liberty.
That's right. You know, the Bible says, be not ignorant of the enemy's devices. And I'll tell you what, you and I, a lot of people out there have been teaching Americans that were willing to listen what those devices are. And, you know, he always promised there'd be a remnant. And he promises that he in us is greater than he is in the world. We've got to exercise our power. You know, I've gotten a number of emails that I need to be afraid for my life, because this is a great place for the Clinton crime family to put a hit on me. But you know what? My date is determined by my God, and even Satan himself, in collaboration with these.
Yeah, Gary, your Skype's gone. We can't pick you up again. Hold on, we might have to reconnect. But absolutely, people don't think the way I guess we do that are actually at this level. Everybody keeps saying the Clintons can get you. They kill people. Don't you know? Yes, we know is the point. We're doing this because somebody's got to stand up to them. Somebody's got to say no. And so it's kind of irritating when people say, hey, you know, you better watch it. What, you don't think I don't know that? They got me fired from a job. They had a crew come and physically attack me. Gary, I think your Skype's back. You were just making that point that, of course, you know you're in danger. I mean, Haiti's one of the most dangerous people in the world. You're landing on dirt airfields. Looks like a James Bond movie. Of course you know what the hell you're doing. This is the real deal. You know, folks steal our thunder when they think when they think we don't know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell you how dangerous this is. And I want to be clear, not me or my 3 aircraft that are here, but another volunteer crashed night before last, and 3 people that were here on their own money, volunteering, died in the sea. They flew through a thunderstorm. So this is serious stuff, and we're doing landings to get children out of here and get food.
Oh, this is serious. We're going to play some of the footage straight ahead. Stay there, Gary Haven. But the point is this is part of taking the country back, and Trump has really broken through the electronic Berlin Wall. Even if they steal it from him, it's a huge victory. And the WikiLeaks, there's no way Hillary won't get impeached now. I mean, it's just 1,000 crimes on top of 1,000 outrages. We have them now, and more's coming. So it's the battle's joined. Gary Haven will be with us about 15 minutes the next hour. I want to play this special report on Haiti that I don't even know what to name it. I mean, I want to put an article out. I want to get attention to this, not just to expose the Clintons, but to know that the American people gave billions of dollars. The Clintons stole most of it. They got people in the media that they control to say, give it to us. And then they kept it. It's unbelievable. Imagine if Putin started a charity and kept, of $2 billion of it, kept 100,900,000 and something, I mean, it's 94% they kept. It makes my head spin. Speaking of funding for this platform to promote everybody else, we are selling a new shirt. In fact, here it is. And it's a one-time run. It says, Trump is my president. So you can have this in time for the election. Trump is my president. There's legalized freedom on the back, Infowars.com. Spread the word. It's in red. We have the Hillary for Prison shirt. That's limited edition about to end. We have store-wide free shipping right now. Gary Haber's with us for 2 more segments. And he's just trying to purely draw attention to this. He put out his film, Great Cost to Himself, Amerigeddon, to try to expose the UN globalist takeover. He's just done so much more. He helped expose Ted Cruz at a critical point. He's joined us via phone because his Skype's been degrading so bad in the hurricane hit area. This is a short segment, long segment coming up. We're going to premiere this special report. What do you think we call this controversy? Because I'm trying, so much is headlines, so much is how to put this out. I mean, the Clintons, I think, the Clintons are again stealing the money. I think that's the new controversy. The Clintons are again stealing the money from the Haitians again while the UN stands down medical care. I think that's really the headline. Make some points so we can cut this into the report today and then put it out on the nightly news.
Well, I'm as a CEO and a brand builder, I'm pretty good at this stuff. I think I would call it Haiti, the hidden disaster. And then the byline would be the cover by the Hillary media.
That's right. The Hillary media covers up Clinton crime.
Yep, that's what this is about. Alex, if there were even Fox News, if they were to show up, I mean, none of them are here. They would tell Americans what's going on, and as you mentioned, Americans, particularly the evangelicals, are the ones that respond to need. We all have to be obedient to caring for the lesser among us, and this is an opportunity for Americans to respond. I gave you a name of a charity. It's called FERHA, FERA.org. There it is, and people can donate to that, and that's a charity that I've been supporting for 5.5 years since.
And it's based right there.
Yep. So people can do something by sending them some resources. The UN has only secured $12 million for this disaster. There's 1.4 million affected. Alex, that's less than $10 a person. That's what the world is committed to this.
Well, again, what adds insult to injury is just that they use Haiti to suck money out of people and then don't even give them half of it. And then they prance around like they're angels. It makes me sick.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I ain't seen a Red Cross or a Blue Cross or any kind of, it's all individuals, and there's a lot of great people that have stopped their lives and come here and help. Doctors, nurses, medical workers, and I'm really proud of these people, but I tell you what, it's hundreds when we need thousands, and there's no help coming from the media.
And by the way, that's a normal human instinct God gave us to want to go help people that are in trouble if we have the means, and it seems like they are driving that instinct out. I mean, they have studies that the more industrialized we get, people just watch a raped woman, bleed to death for 2 hours in the street, and the CEO of a Toronto company told his employees, don't even call the cops, it's a diversion. And the woman died. I mean, this is getting weird.
Yeah, a woman gets raped while people stand around and are afraid to do things. I'm a Texan, and you're a Texan. We're men in our state. We haven't been effeminized, and we're not afraid to stand up to this evil. We're not afraid to stand up and defend these children and women, and I'm proud of that. And I think God's proud of what
I get so angry. I get tears in my eyes. It's not because I'm some goody two-shoe. I know that we're losing our soul. I want to go to break. I want to ask this when we come back. What do we do to put attention on this, Gary? Because there's more we can do, the listeners can do. And then how do we shame the Clintons? I'm thinking about some new contest to shame them for stealing the Haiti money. That's it. Bigger than exposing the rape. Should I offer another 100,000 for people confronting them on national TV about stealing the Haitian money? I think that's what we need to do, don't we?
Yep, let's talk about it in a minute.
Gary Haben, we really should pull some stunts to expose Hillary, and also then obviously get more aid to Haiti, who was robbed. I want to ask you a few questions, though. Mainstream media says that it's $2 billion the Clintons took, and that they took 94%, and that they gave 3 to 5%, depending on the year, of their own money to charity, and then that itself was to them. So it's a total money laundering operation. But even the LA Times and others report that really what happened to the $3.9 billion that were supposed to go to Haiti that the Clinton Foundation got. So what's the real number? Is $2 billion conservative, or what's happening?
Yeah, I use $2 billion because it's conservative. I think I could prove that, which is important for my credibility. But it's very likely north of that. And I would recommend people use the $2 billion plus number and talk about that. The head of the Haitian Senate did that press event with Trump the other day. By the way, I'm meeting this afternoon with the Haitian senator over that area. That's how significant our contribution has been to his area. We're there with our resources saving his people, and so he's getting behind us on this. Alex, one of the problems here is the Haitian government has refused to declare an emergency, because when they do, they give up sovereignty over the United Nations. They're not willing to do that. So the resources are limited. The Haitians are afraid of the power they'll lose and the vulnerability they have to the United Nations, which is a pretty good worry.
Yeah, how many times has Haiti been overthrown by the West or the UN? Quite a few times.
Yeah, it's a mess. The number one religion here is voodoo, which brings us back to the spiritual element. I was surrounded by 200 people yesterday out in this place where we're feeding 4,000. And, the voices were loud. They were angry. And curiously, in a tarp beside me, they were playing voodoo drums while we were trying to get the crowd under control. And my Haitian doctor who was with me was masterful. She got the crowd to calm down, and she was able to explain that I was the one feeding them, told them my name, and then 200 people began to chant my name. The experiences here are just really hard to describe.
And even though it's hard, and even though it's a hellhole in many respects, I would imagine, though, it feeds the soul to be doing good work and to be in the real world, because, a big pink pillar in the sky, New World Order, Matrix land is not the real world. It does not buoy the human spirit, but actually doing good work and trailblazing like you're doing, Gary, is. And I really appreciate you bringing the crew in there. I knew it was dangerous, but my God, watching the HD footage of you guys coming in on mud, grass runways by the edge of cliffs and starving people and dying people and little starving children, and the haunting images. We've got more of the armored vehicles and the UN people and and the little children, 5, 6-year-olds, their mothers and fathers are dead, wandering around in the rubble. I mean, this is unbelievable.
It's extraordinary, Alex. But I tell you, I could be anywhere in the world doing anything I want to do. I wouldn't trade any of it for this experience. I've been here 10 days now. I don't know when I'm going to leave. I can't leave. People that are depending on me for food, and me only. I was telling somebody, we're saving these lives. And it's not like a doctor doing a surgery and saving a life, because there's other doctors. But here, doing this, there's me and my pilots and some great people that are teamed up. If not for us, there would be nobody. So these lives we're saving are even more incredible, because they wouldn't be alive if we weren't here to be doing this. So I tell you, it's humbling, but it's the most satisfying thing I think I've ever done in my life. The joy of holding a little baby and putting him on the plane and knowing that we're going to take him to a life-saving operation. I tell you, it's a thrill. The negative is being an eyewitness to the corruption. And the Hillary Clinton program, the Clinton Foundation, we go back to what can our listeners do? They need to make this stuff go viral. Joe Biggs filmed, it looks like Hiroshima, and you're putting on stuff that can be sent viral. We need to get social media. And again, the hidden disaster in how the media is provided cover for Hillary Clinton. And the media, because of Hillary's cover, is killing more people than the hurricane did.
Gary Haben, thank you so much. I'm going to air this special report now. God bless you, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.
Great, Alex. Thanks for all you do, buddy.
Thank you. That's Gary Haben from Port-au-Prince there in Haiti, and we've got hours and hours of HD footage. I'm going to air about 7-8 minutes of this footage right now, and then Anthony Gucciardi is going to take over. Obviously, we're going to skip this network break, but I sit back and I look at this world, and I sit back and I see what's unfolding and what's happening, and you really see what people are made of when things get down to brass tacks like this. And that's exactly what the statistics show. The so-called trendy modern liberals are not liberals. I don't want to put that name of liberal on them, because there are some real liberals out there that are pretty good people. I may disagree with them on a few issues, but they're good people. There's not many of those anymore, though. And they have really organized a group of criminals at every level of society to take over and force delusion on us, and then just do horrible things, really despicable things. I mean, it takes Bill Clinton a lot of will and nerve to show up in Haiti for an hour off of a helicopter, shake a bunch of people's hands with Chelsea. Got to put that article back up on screen. But Chelsea actually looks, I'm not trying to lionize Chelsea, but she actually looks concerned and upset. Bill's, oh, hi, how you doing? Shaking people's hands. Leaves, steals billions of dollars, gives basically nothing back, and then feels like a good guy. I mean, I would not be able to get out of bed in the morning if I had stolen money from children. And again, Bill Clinton would call me weak. Hillary would call me weak. No, I'm alive. You people are dead inside. And, you know, I know they intimidate the FBI and different agencies, and they hire a lot of crooks and stuff, so people are afraid to speak out, and if you do, you get killed. They come after you. They can't stop us all. And folks in media, it's the same thing. People get fired out of the media for telling the truth, like the CBS reporter did. She went and started her own media operation. She's more successful. Forget her name. Don't have a teleprompter. I mean, you just got to do the right thing and just say, whatever happens, happens. I'm doing the right thing. And then you build a good world. When almost everybody lies down and acts like a bunch of cowards, it really is a frightening prospect of the future, because evil takes over. You're not safe laying down to evil. You're in danger. And, you know, I see these controversy, people not wanting to stand up during the national anthem. And hey, I'm all into free speech. If you don't want to do that, that's your issue. But then they go forward to bash America and say it's the worst and bitch and gripe on top of it and say how great George Soros is and Obama is, when they're big warmongering criminals launching all these wars. Now, the corporate media makes it popular to bash America. They either want empty, fake patriotism, or they want this big, fake, empty attack patriotism, but to support globalism. And quite frankly, when I was a teenager, I was studying fascism and things, and I didn't particularly like getting up to do this, the Pledge of Allegiance in school, because I realized it was an autocratic control system. Not that I didn't want to pledge allegiance to the Republic, but that I got that this government wasn't America. Already by that point, that somebody captured the country, and so I was really saluting them, not the Republic. And I live here, so I should be saluting it. So, or I shouldn't be, so everybody can know I'm not part of this. And see, America's got a horrible past and done a lot of bad things, but compared to other countries, from every other historical perspective, the Japanese, French, you name it, we were special and amazing and had amazing innovations because we were about the little people being important and the little people having ideas, the little people being able to compete, so the poorest person could end up, you know, be the head of the Navy or the top inventor or an artist. And so it was that idea of what you stood for and what you did, not where you came from or what you looked like, that Martin Luther King continued with. That's Americana, folks. And now you see the complete opposite of that. It's cultic, it's stupid, it's gangsterish, It's tribal. It's mindless. It's bad news. And so I remember also growing up and hearing how great Texas was. We'll skip this break, guys. How great Texas was and how we were the best and all this. And I would just roll my eyes and just think, my God, because you always do that to parents and grandparents. Please quit talking about this and that. Please stop. Then as I got older and I traveled the country and the world, and Texas isn't perfect, but real old Texas was just the end of chivalry. It was kind of the last frontier of men still being men, or just that idea. Like a Americana holdout. And then I understood. It's not that America is that good or Texas is that good. It's that everything else is so much worse. And we've turned our back on all of it. And they say you judge a tree by its fruits. Look at how many people fighting the New World Order come from Texas because of those ideals and believing in something. You can also say, yeah, look at George Bush coming from it. No, that's people coming from Kennebunkport, Maine. And I'm not bashing folks up in Maine or Connecticut. The point is those are the blue bloods that infest that area coming down here to rob us and then take on the mantle of Texas when they're the opposite of it. A hat and cowboy boots does not make you a Texan. And I don't want to even sit there and lionize America or Texas. It's just that when people are pissing on the flag and pissing on the Star-Spangled Banner and the Pledge of Allegiance, they're pissing on what gave them $100 million contracts and jets and mansions and everything. Not that that's the best thing in the world. It's just that the byproduct of a little bit of freedom is fabulous wealth, medicine, culture, opportunities, ideas. And to watch a bunch of spoiled, rotten brats run around with political correctness and talk about everything that's good as if it's the worst thing in the world makes me really want to involve myself in an Atlas Shrugged type operation and just start pulling back and not caring. But that's what the elite did. They have that attitude the public is a bunch of scum, and then they end up just going ahead and treating them like scum, and so then it makes them act like scum, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I will not lower myself to the level of the elite or the general public. I will not be part of it. And it's not because I'm some perfect person. It's because I can't do it. When I even start thinking like the establishment thinks, I get a chill up my spine. Because that's turning myself over to this spirit that I'm not going to be part of. And no matter how many concerns I've got or no matter what the danger is, my soul is in charge. And it says, you are not going to join this ever. And it's that simple decision. Where does your soul lie? You don't have to go to some church with some jackass devil-worshiping preacher. Half those sons of bitches are devil worshipers. You don't need to go to these big whore churches to find God. That's where you find the devil. You've got to make a decision in your heart who you stand for. Those Pharisees will tell you your bag as you drink a beer, you think God's creation, a woman's beautiful, and Lord knows that can get out of hand. But the point is they want to make you feel guilty, so you think you've got to go through them to find God. They're there to make sure you don't find God. Let me tell you something. In my 40-something years, I found God and I found the devil. And I'm going with God all the way. Here's a special report on Haiti. We'll go to break, come back with Anthony Gucciardi.
If you love black people, why are you destroying Haiti? Why did you, Mr. Clinton, stop them from the rice that they were producing in Haiti to feed themselves?
In this environment, the most important thing all the rest of us can do is give even small amounts of cash for food, medicine, water, and shelter.
You've got like the head of the Senate saying that the Clintons tried to bribe him. You've got local leaders saying how the Clintons do nothing, how they just collect all the money. And it just brings home, these people are damn evil.
Young boy here with a severe injury. We're his only way out of here. And we're about to put him on our plane. The UN helicopter taking off is empty because they don't do evac. This is what's so frustrating here. No government help. That will bring in some food, but they won't do anything interesting, like help an individual. So We're getting him out of here. An old man on a stretcher with a spinal cord injury. And America needs to know what's going on here. This is an absolute disaster. And Obama sent in 6 or 7 helicopters. They're all going home in a few days. And people are starving. They don't have no water. It's injuries. This person was injured in a hurricane, which was 7 or 8 days ago. And we're just now getting him to a hospital. So anybody that cares about this, cares about the Haitian people, you need to call your congressman. You need to call your media, because this is a completely ignored story. 1 million people on this peninsula in western Haiti without water, without food, without medical care. And very, very little is being done by the international community and by the American government. And so I saw only 4 stories in the entire media yesterday on the Haitian program. There's 1 million people in distress. This is important.
You've got the Clinton Foundation here, but guess where they're at? In Port-au-Prince, willing and dealing at the Marriott, trying to put money in their own pockets. Meanwhile, you got people here with their legs snapped, fractured backs, trying to get help, trying to get out of here, trying to seek the medical attention they deserve and they should have. And these people are more concerned with putting money in their own pockets and benefiting their lives and their families later on down the road. When you have people here...
Let me say, this guy's an EMT, and he's been doing this for quite a while. How much Clinton fund money have you seen actually put in the hands of Haitians?
Absolutely nothing right now. Because we've been here since, what, last Wednesday?
Yep.
We haven't seen nothing yet.
And most of the Haitians consider Hillary Clinton a thief. Would that be an accurate description?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's been going on for quite a while.
So January 2010.
Yep.
Yeah.
And before that.
So this is it.
They're already digging their fingers in Haiti before it happened. And then when that catastrophic event took place, they seized it, jumped in here, and then took a hold of that natural disaster and then use it as a way to benefit themselves. And that's what they always do.
Yep. And we have absolute proof that the Clintons have put nothing into Haiti other than getting a gold mine for Hillary's brother and their rich friends.
I don't see major organizations down here. I don't see major organizations out in that area. We're the only ones out there. Hero is literally the only one out there in Dame-Marie doing this work. And Dame-Marie is one of the most affected areas where the hurricane went through and devastated the entire town. So we have a bunch of people without homes, without food, without shelter, and in need of medical assistance. So that in itself should be screaming out to the world that, yes, we need eyes back on Haiti because we can't do it alone. We desperately need help.
You know, what's amazing, aside from some small-scale U.S. military aid and some other Christian organizations, yesterday I looked around and I thought, I wonder where the religion of peace is at. You know what? Why aren't these guys down here helping out? Where's the Clinton Foundation that's collected hundreds of millions of dollars from the earthquake and dispensed, if these Haitian people were lucky, they got 10 cents on the dollar out of that. And, there's just, and I think the large part of it is really to blame on the media. The media hasn't covered the story. I mean, this country's devastated.
Haiti Air Ambulance, a great organization with a beautiful helicopter ambulance staff, wants to come here and take our patients, but they can't go round trip on 1 tank of gas, okay? The only people they can get gas from out here is Munista, and they won't sell them gas, and because they need it for their operation. They won't let us do medevacs on the UN planes. They won't let us do medevacs on the Army planes.
Yeah, the Army won't let you do medevac, right?
The Army won't let it. They won't come here and take our people.
Tell us what the Clinton Fund has done for you.
Where's the Clinton Foundation?
Where's everybody?
Gary and Diane have been down here with their own caravans. They came down with 3 planes, and we've been providing help to Dame-Marie, Lekai, and Jeremy. They have been the only ones able to distribute to about 3,000 people, basically food, water, oil, the basic needs for any human being. We don't see the Red Cross. We haven't seen the Clinton Foundation doing anything in Haiti. We are the only ones medevacing those trauma people and Dame-Marie. We're the only flights landing there, getting people out that need to be medevaced.
My friends,
Let me give you a word.
We're going to upload this video. There's a few more minutes left to it in the next hour at Infowars.com. Please get it out to everybody. Anthony Gucciardi is about to take over. And then I'm going to be here with the rest of the crew, popping in and out right through past midnight tonight. So thank you all for your support. Infowars.com/store. If you want to support the broadcast by checking out the products, or InfoWarsStore.com. We've got free shipping running right now as a special that ends tomorrow, so take advantage of that. And please support the broadcast. 25% off on Brain Force as well.
The right-wing smear machine has gotten Alex Jonesified this election cycle.
There's a guy named Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
From InfoWars.
From InfoWars.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
One of those guys who believes Bigfoot was responsible for 9/11.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs.
The conspiracy du jour, Hillary Clinton is harboring a secret medical condition.
You just had to keep digging, didn't you, Alex?
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to vary stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
And this really just is so disgusting.
The juice of these pickles is on you, Alex Jones.
It goes right from Alex Jones, and it shows up in Donald Trump's mouth.
Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama.
The very fringe of the conspiracy movement, like Alex Jones, are being kind of incorporated into the campaign.
If Trump gets elected, he's going to be Secretary of Defense.
I think that Alex Jones is a lunatic.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com. Infowars.com. Bill Clinton's a rapist.
The New World Order sends its regards.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.